What's up, guys? Karan here with our very own TCG player. Who am I here with?
You're here with BRYAN ASISTORES.
And it's been a while. How you been, buddy?
Been pretty busy, you know. Just been going, getting a little bit busy with a lot of work and life stuff. But hey, still repping my favorite deck out there.
Sounds good. So what did you do and what did you play?
I won a mat with Evil Twins.
Okay.
So the Evil Twin mat with Evil Twins. I'm unable to bring it today. I forgot to bring it from the house. But...
Yeah. Fair enough. All right. Well, before we start, do you have any shout-outs?
I got shout-outs to Top Choice Gaming. Shout-outs to Karan, Leo, Nigel Franksons, and pretty sure, and Slim.
Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah, all right. Let's get into the deck profile.
All right, so I'm trying to speed this up. It's very similar to my last profile, but there is maybe just like a few changes to it. So start off with the starters: 3 Lilla, 3 Kiss Kill, 2-in-1 Frost and Treat. I don't think I would add any more to these numbers. This number is pretty fine. I don't think I would add a third one of this. I feel like the deck's already condensed enough. Okay, moving on to some more monsters. We have Triple Ash, Double Veiler, Double Ogre, 1 Nib, 1 Bell, 1 DD Crow. This is very similar to my profile from last time. Like I said, I didn't change any of the numbers, especially since this card has just become very, very good because of Break Token. Before Break Token was out, I did end up cutting this and playing 3 Veiler. But now that this card is actually relevant again, she's back on the map. So she definitely does help out your deck a lot because people really think that your only interaction is just your Triple Sunny.
Yeah. How is your one-of-hand traps working?
The one-of-hand traps work out really, really well because the deck draws a lot. Any number between 2s and 1-ofs is not bad in this deck because you're probably going to more likely see them. As to opposing other decks that don't draw a lot compared to this deck, it just draws a lot. You're going to see these cards a lot.
Fair enough.
Moving on. Some of the spells. 3 Sunny Stitch, 3 Secret Password, 2 Lights, 1 Home. The one thing that I feel like I would maybe change is that I kind of want to play a third one of this. A lot of times in my games, I don't end up seeing a starter. But if there was any room in my deck to keep it at exactly 40, which 40 is the main deck count, by the way, I would definitely try to bump this up to 3 because Linesman Home is just so good to be a really, really strong starter. Other than that, this number is really, really good. It gets you to where your starters, your extenders, everything that's necessary. So moving on to the next spells. Moving this way, I got 2 Talents, 2 Designator, 2 Droplet, 1 Desires, 1 Called By, and 1 Harvey's Feather Duster. The one thing that I did change from the last profile was that I did main Imperial Order, but you know what happens in Imperial Order. You did get banned. And also this really helps out with one of the hardest matchups, which is Eldritch, and any of the other control matchups, because this deck really, really falters against trap cards, because trap cards really, really blow this deck out. Designator being able to hit Pot of Desires isn't that realistic anymore, but you still got to keep it in because you need to hit cards like Droplet and Talents, because those cards really, really hurt, especially when you're siding. I'll explain more once we get towards the side deck. 2-ofs again. Like I said, this deck is really, really good at drawing, so it's not bad to play 1-ofs or 2-ofs. Just keep that in mind. Last traps is 3 Infinite Permanents and one of my new additions, Evil Twin Challenge. This card is very, very good. A lot of people don't play this card. This helps you dodge certain cards. Like, for example, let's say I have like 2 monsters on the board, right? This and this on the board. I don't think it's realistic to have these 2 on the board, but a lot of times you can dodge like Droplet sending 2. So if Droplet sends 2, it needs to negate exactly 2 cards. So if you activate this, revive 1, link them all the way for 1 Trouble Sunny, then your Trouble Sunny is just not negated. There's a lot of random applications. Also, this is just another card you can search off Secret Password to have as follow-up to play into a Nib and still have your interaction set. So I highly recommend you do put this in your deck. This deck's really, really good. I think I like this a lot more than Monster Reborn. I don't think I'd play Monster Reborn in this deck because there's just no space. But this is kind of like your pseudo version of it. Definitely give this a try. I love this card a lot. It's probably gonna be one of your favorites too.
Fair enough.
Moving on. So let's go to the next deck. Different changes. I bumped this up to 3. Last list I did have 2, but I did take out the Devotee Disciples engine. Only because I really wanted to play 2 other cards into the deck that actually didn't come up a lot. So I played 3 Kiss Kill, 3 Lilla, and 3 Trouble Sunny. This number doesn't really change that much. Maybe the amount is like Link 2s, but this is like mandatory to play 3. then at the minimum 2 and 2 is pretty much standard for this deck. After that, the rest of the Link monsters that I play is one Unicorn, the Transco Talker that I explained in the last profile. If you don't know about it, so you can check out the last profile. This just helps me get that OTK push. And then the next 2 Link monsters that I played was Underworld Goddess and Unchained Abomination. I played Underworld Goddess specifically to out big things that I couldn't really get rid of a lot of times. So, for example, the Adagnister, Link 6, and DPE sometimes, so I can get rid of that and not have to deal with it anymore. Unchained Abomination specifically for the control matchup. If I have Evil Twin Challenge and I have this a way to get to this card, I'll try to set this up so that I can beat the Eldritch matchup. Then the last cards are the bait, which is Skycover Centauria, Downer Magician, and Divine Arsenal Azus.
Fair enough.
This is if you can try to go for, if you're going second, you want to go for this play first, and then try to go for your Live Twin engine, because being able to clear the board and just being able to play with your Live Twin cards is just so strong. Moving on, the side deck, 1 Pegatops, 1 Nib, 2 Droll and Lockbird. I don't like this card that much, but sometimes, like for certain matchups, it can be pretty good. Sometimes it can work against Phantomite, but it also just helps out with a lot of like different other Rogue-esque matchups. Other than that, I needed more cards to deal with the token decks, so Token Collector really helps out with that. Also since Aurora Dawn is starting to get more popular in the meta, needed more hate for Phantomites. Lancia does help that out. I usually don't like playing this and this card a lot, but only because like it doesn't really like interact with other cards that much. It does stop the turn so that potentially that they can kill me next turn, but just being able to get that stun allows me to set my board, so I guess it's gonna have to work out. It's gonna have to suffice for now. So that's the monsters for that. Next is the Spell and Trap removal. I did dedicate, I think, a total of 8 Spell and Trap removal. So there's 2 Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Evenly Match, and 1 Red Reboot. So it's these plus the Pegatops plus the main deck harpies for the Duster. So I guess it's about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like 9 cards to interact with back row. Back row is probably one of the hardest things to deal with. I think that's like the hardest matchup that I'm dealing with right now. But other than that, I don't think I'll make any changes. I think the deck is like really nice as it is. So definitely give this a try. I think you like the ratios a lot. There's not much changes to it other than the select few. Definitely do give out Evil Twin Challenge. Try not to play the big girl. The big girl's not really that good. I don't really ever want to play a break in my deck that just doesn't really do anything for me. Other than getting that extra send, I guess. Other than that, there's not really much changes.
Sounds good. Well, thank you for the deck profile, and hopefully we'll see you more with Live Twin.
Hey, I'm gonna keep playing this deck.
Sounds good. Take care.
Awesome. Have a good one.